What's up, everybody? My name is Kevin. I was able to surpass my 9-to-5 income within 1 year of quitting my job, and now my sights are set on retiring by 45. And this channel is dedicated to helping you do the same thing. And the best part is, I have nothing to sell you, just authentic, realistic content. If you Google the average stock market return per year, it's about 10%. My wife and I made 120% in the stock market this year. That's crazy. That means if we started the year with $60,000 invested, we would now have $132,000. And we didn't do anything complicated. So let's not waste any time and jump into it. First off, because everyone is maybe at different levels in their investing journey, I want to make sure to say, don't be afraid to invest in the stock market. My family didn't talk about the stock market. My mom is a teacher, so she had a pension type of retirement. And my dad and I never really talked about finances. So I grew up with the mindset of work hard, put that money in a savings account, and that savings account will be your retirement. It wasn't until college when I took a personal finance course and they put up this chart. All right, so let's start with Chris. Chris starts investing in the stock market. That could be a 401k, Roth IRA, taxable account, whatever. He starts at the age of 20 and puts in $5,000 each year until he's 30. Then he doesn't put another dollar in, ever. He'll retire at 65 with $1.3 million. Now let's look at Jeff, which is funny because I used Jeff in a previous video as the example of a person who is really smart with their money. And then the real Jeff commented on that video saying he's the real life example of what I was sharing in the video. I haven't forgotten about you, Jeff. We should talk. But anyway, this Jeff in the chart waited until he was 40 to start investing. He contributes the same amount of $5,000 every year until he's 65. Look, it says contributions continue. Then at 65, he only has $430,000 in retirement. So in summary, Chris put in $55,000 of his own money and now has $1.3 million. Jeff put in $130,000 and now only has $430,000. The moral of the story is start young. My wife and I have 2 401ks, 1 Roth IRA, and 1 taxable account. And that 120% return that we made this year was only on 1 of those accounts. That's not a combined total. So I'll get off my soapbox, but it is so important to start investing early. All right, so let's step it up and talk about how we made 120% in the stock market this last year. I am not a financial advisor, and this next part should not be taken as advice. And actually, most financial advisors will tell you that what we do is irresponsible and that we should manage our risk better. So welcome to the Wild West. All right, so the 120% gain was in our Roth IRA, which will probably surprise some of you. But our Roth IRA is what we feel like we can take the most risk with. We can't touch it until 59 and a half, so might as well try and have some fun with it. So here's how we did it. 3 things. Number 1, single stocks. 96% of our portfolio is in single stocks.
It's enough to get me to the boiling point.
Apple, Tesla, Amazon, etc. And as those companies do better, our portfolio grows. But there is so much volatility when investing in single stocks. Our portfolio will swing as much as $10,000 in one day, up or down. But you don't lose that money unless you actually sell. So for the most part, our strategy is just buy and hold. And that leads perfectly into number 2. Smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps out the channel and therefore helps more people retire by 45. All right, but for real, number 2, buy and hold. We don't day trade. We tried timing the market at the beginning of COVID and got burned bad. The market recovers. And for the most part, it goes up. Let's look at October 2020. If someone was investing in the market and they had the mindset of buy and hold, he or she would have been fine. That's barely a dip in the overall performance of the market. But if they saw the market started to go down and tried to sell, you risk timing it poorly and losing a lot of money. So why would you want to try and time that? It's not worth the stress. Let it ride out. Number 3, know the companies that you're investing in. We don't pick off the wall random companies to invest in. Nearly every single company in our portfolio is widely known, and that in and of itself mitigates a lot of our risk. Do you think Amazon would go to zero tomorrow? The common response is, well, it could. And my response to that is that if Amazon goes to zero tomorrow, we have a much bigger problem than my IRA. The majority of the internet's infrastructure operates on Amazon's servers. If Amazon goes down, the internet goes down. So I'm comfortable with the risk associated with investing in Amazon. Now, how about Apple or Google or Costco or Starbucks? Like, these are the companies that make up our portfolio. Companies that are rock solid. Nothing fancy, no Chinese startup that's rumored to, make 1,000% in its first year. Like, everyday companies. Now, if you get to a point where you feel like you can start investing a little bit more, then I would take a bonus step and look at some stocks that have some high growth potential. And so that's number 4. Tesla was one of those companies that we chose as our growth stock. We got in Tesla back in like 2018, and man, we were just able to ride this. Since then, we've sold off a little bit of Tesla because it was becoming a very large portion of our portfolio. So we took some of those profits, and now we're sitting on some cash trying to find our next growth potential stock. I've got my eye on Rivian and Lucid right now. So we'll see, we'll keep an eye on those and see how those do. Now guys, that's literally it. 120% growth just by doing that. And that's not going to happen every year. But so what? Even if we do half as good next year as we did this year, our growth will be 6 times higher than what Google says is the average return. So full steam ahead, baby. Wild, wild west. Yeah. All right, thank you guys for watching. That's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I get a notification every time you do, and it makes my day. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.